Hello, welcome back. Um, I've been seeing videos about living in the projects. Um, I don't think I've ever lived in the projects. I guess I wouldn't consider them projects, but I just see a whole lot of them talking about projects, living in the projects, and I know what they are. But I kind of consider, let me see if I can word this right. I kind of consider one place that I lived in growing up the projects, but some people probably won't if they're from anywhere near that area that I'm talking about, and it was East Lansing. East Lansing, actually a trailer park. I guess it's not the projects. I guess it's just a trailer park, but um, so much crime down in the probably I would say southeast side of southeast side, or I should say southeast, southwest, and south part of Michigan. There's a ton more crime rate going on there, but every town I say has their own projects, I guess. Now Pontiac is a very big one. Flint is a big one. Saginaw, Detroit, Grand Rapids. There's every place has projects, but some are a little worse than the others. Statistics of it: projects meaning more crime rates, more poor homes and things like that. There's just, if you Google it, you'll find exactly what the projects mean. Like Google something saying living in the projects, or definition of living in the projects, and you'll know, and you'll read that, and you'll see it's not really a great place to be. Now sometimes it's, I see, like, when people back in the day, years ago, they moved to an area, and at the time it might not have seemed like a negative place, or a low place to be, or a high crime rate, or anything like that. But as the years progress by, the environment starts to change. You get people coming in that weren't there in the first place, and then start turning your hometown into the projects. So it's very unfortunate for people like that, and there's a lot of break-ins, a lot of unaliving people, and a lot of don't go on this side of the street because I own this side of the street, or get out of my block, I own this block, type of stuff going on. And everybody has their reasons. Do I think crime is good? No. Do I think that is the only thing some people know how to do? Yes. And it comes down to growing up in that kind of environment since they were like little. No, not this little, but you know what I mean. Little kids growing up. That is the behaviors that they learn, unfortunately.
I got a headache.
Okay. Here, let me get you some headache medicine. I heard you coming out. Come here. Get you some headache medicine.
Right here. Oops.
Okay, you got a drink?
Uh,
Yes, no, maybe so. Get you something to drink with it. I don't think there's anything up in there. Let's go get you a drink out of there on top of the freezer.
That'll be my second one.
That's fine. Like I was saying, I think it's a learned behavior. And a lot of people say, you can agree to disagree, okay? So a lot of people say kids learn from their home environment. Yes, that's true to a certain extent. But another thing is, it is their decision to continue that chain of how their environment was when they grew up. So it is their choice to continue what they saw growing up, or to break the chain and go a new direction. What's the matter with you?
I need pain medicine.
Again?
Again? What do you mean again?
Oh, yeah. Here.
I need water.
You can get vitamin water or something, or something like that. We've got headaches, we've got sick kids, and we've got a kid that had its hand surgery. So there's pain medicine, cold medicine going all through the house today. I feel better. I feel a lot better. And my chest was hurting and my back was hurting and my throat was like, or my esophagus and all that stuff was all cramped up and things like that. But so far, I'm better. Got a little bit of buildup in my chest that I can still feel. But anywho, back to what I was talking about. The joys of the real life of a mom. So everybody has the choice to either continue what they learned or break the chain and start a new way of living, the right way of living. Mental health is a very big problem in those areas, in the project areas. So if you can't get out of the projects, I completely understand it. 9 times out of 10, it is way cheaper than anywhere else you're going to find. I live in Michigan, so the projects, in the projects, or some people call it ghetto. I hate that word, ghetto. In the projects, things are a lot cheaper and more affordable than they are in these bigger cities, even bigger towns, nicer places. So it's like a win-lose situation. Like, you want to get out, but unfortunately, with a housing crisis, you cannot afford to get out. So you got to figure out how to get out, right? It's hard. It's hard to pick and choose. Like, it's hard to get yourself up and out of those areas. And I've seen people, I have friends that grew up, downstate, and my partner grew up in Detroit area nearly his whole life. So I know what I've been told, what I've heard, what I've seen. I've been to those areas myself. And quite honestly, I am scared myself to get out of a vehicle in some of those places. I remember one time I walked into a store, just like a little convenience store down in Detroit area, and me trusting people and thinking, I'm good with everybody until they do something to me. So I'm not judgmental at all. We're driving down this area. It looks like a downtown of Detroit. I don't know exactly where we were, but I was driving. I see some places boarded up. So I stop at this convenience store to ask directions to get to where I needed to go, because back then I didn't have GPS. I had a map and I kind of got turned around. I had one other person with me. But I stopped in there and I went in the store and I wasn't buying anything. I just walked up to the counter and I was the only Caucasian person in this place. And I didn't think nothing of it. It didn't scare me or anything. I'm just like, la da 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 da, dumbfounded person walking in here. And I seen all the warning signs with the boarded up stores. I mean, it was like 90% boarded up and graffiti everywhere. And, it was like a ghost town. But I was standing in line and this older man was standing behind me. And he says, ma'am, if I were you, I would turn around and go back the way you came. This is not safe for you. You do not want to be here. And I says, oh, thank you. And, things weren't registering until I got up to the counter and asked the guy for directions. And the store clerk, and he looked at me too. He says, I'm going to tell you how to get out of here. He says, and you don't want to come back through here. It is not safe. So he told me how to get out of there and la da da. And that was the end of that. Anyway, I would consider that the projects area. So I've been through places like that. And also I would say like New York. I've been through New York. My ex-mother-in-law used to live in New York. And I used to live in Pennsylvania. So when I was coming back to Michigan from Pennsylvania to visit my family, I got turned around. My GPS took me all the way to the border of Canada, through New York. So that was fun. I got up there and I like took a side road and I went down and I started freaking out, like almost hyperventilating inside, like because of just the condition of the area, the houses, and how many were just boarded up, and there was people all around on the streets, and like the homeless people were there, but there was also like people standing on corners, and if you know, you know. I kind of freaked out a little bit inside, but I stopped at the convenience store, just a little one on a corner, and I went in there to get something to drink, and I had somebody with me, and they said, "No, don't go in there. Don't go in there. There's bars on the window, and we just need to leave this area." But me, trusting everybody, I went in anyway. Um, yeah, I mean, you'll find a lot of nice people around those areas, but unfortunately, there are not many nice people everywhere, I guess. Um, 9 times out of 10, everybody is there for a purpose, and the purpose is for themselves, to get themselves ahead in life. So you have to be alert of your surroundings and be aware of everything around you. Surroundings, like I said. Um, don't overtrust people because that could get you in trouble or hurt or anything else like that. I myself, I live in a small, big town, medium town, whatever you want to call it. I still stay to myself. The crime rate here is not as high as it is like downstate Michigan, but there's still crime here. I stay to myself. I keep my kids here with me almost at all times. Once in a while they get to go somewhere, but it's people I know. I don't just send them out to a random friend's house and say, "Yeah, go visit this person," even though I've never met their parents or anything like that. I don't let that happen. Too many things go on. Too many things can happen. So I just don't do anything like that. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the projects. If those of you who don't really know, and to be honest, you're not really going to know what the projects really are unless you were to live in them. I don't even know what they really are 100%. I just know what I've seen, what I've been told, um, what I've searched up as far as information on it, and the crime rates and things like that are higher, almost always in the projects. But yeah, living in the projects. I've never lived in the projects. The closest thing I would think about projects would be East Lansing Trailer Park, and that's over by well, I should say the school that we'd went to was called Okemos. So we would walk to school every day, walk home from school every day, and it was a little bit of a hike. It wasn't too awful bad, but the trailer park also had a lot of crime rate in it. A crime rate in it. It had a lot of crimes going on in it, and the flow of drugs. But thankfully, our family did not dig down into that type of stereotype, and we ended up getting out of there and moving out of there and finding someplace better. But it was scary at times. It really was, and yeah, I would never go back to that area to live ever in my life again because it was that traumatizing in a way. Certain things that had happened there and certain things that I had came across, but so I guess that's it. That's all I really wanted to say. I'm getting ready to jump into these dishes and make some burgers for tonight. We're gonna have some burgers and chips. Well, I'm not gonna have burgers and chips. I'll probably have a burger and some veggies or something like that. Been really watching what I've been eating and trying to go on a healthier side of life. It's hard. It's very hard. But tomorrow is the Super Bowl. Who's ready for the Super Bowl? Who are you rooting for? I'm not rooting for either. My team didn't make it, so I'm not rooting for anybody. I'll watch it. Don't get me wrong. Maybe I'll you know what? Maybe I'll root for the Eagles. I don't know. Anyway, so tomorrow's the Super Bowl. Gonna make some wings and do some platters and things like that. And I'll probably record that for you guys and show you how I do it. I don't do it every year for the Super Bowl, but if I have a little bit of extra funds, then we'll buy some, wings and things like that and dips. And there's a dip that I make. I'm sure most of you have already had it before, but you'll see that. I'm going to record and make sure I get it right on there, probably before the Super Bowl. Record me doing all that stuff. So, all right, that is it for now. Thank you for stopping by to my channel and give me some more of your time. And thank you so much for communicating with me in the comments. And you guys, the only way from here is up. And I am going to every single day this month, post a video. Did not do it the other day because I was like crazy deathly sick in my bed. Could not move, couldn't do anything. I even thought about recording myself laying there, but I was like, who wants to see that? So I didn't do that. So I did skip a day for health reasons. But yeah, I will see you guys on the next one tomorrow. Like Beyblades? 50-50. 50-50. So this became a favorite game in the house. I mean, we have other family games, but this kind of took #1 spot. You see her jerk? Yeah. Talentera. My hands are so dry.
Night Shield.
Look how dry my hands are.
They're raisins.
Raisins. Let me see one you had. Hold on.
Night Shield or Helm Knight.
What?
Night Shield.
It's Night Shield.
That's what this is called, yeah.
Night Shield? I was trying to figure out why you were whispering.
Oh.
Night Shield.
Night Shield.
Okay, Night Shield.
Good.
And Talon. Whichever it is. I don't forgot the name of the first one. She's just in the background being pretty. Being a pretty little princess. Duga. with her runny little nose.
You want to feed your pig?
Pretty little princess with a runny little nose.
You okay?
Duga. She just got a bath. She played in the bubbles. Did you play in the bubbles, Duga?
Oh,
Now
he got,
that was loud.
he got me with the KO artist, Keel Shark.
It's